Welcome back to the Bills Bunker. This is the Bills Bunker postgame show. We are going to discuss how the Buffalo Bills squished the fish. The Buffalo Bills squished the fish by a score of 56-26. 56 points we put up on the Miami Dolphins, and it feels damn good. This was a record-setting performance in a multitude of ways. The Buffalo Bills squished the fish, and they have secured the number 2 seed in the AFC. They've also forced the Miami Dolphins to potentially miss the playoffs. If the Colts lose their game to the Jacksonville Jaguars tonight, then the Miami Dolphins will miss the playoffs. And that may come as a shock to many people. They had a tough bounce today, and they got smoked by the division rival Buffalo Bills. I'm hyped. I hope you're hyped as well. The Buffalo Bills, with this victory, have swept the AFC East for the first time in franchise history. The first time in franchise history, the Buffalo Bills have gone 6-0 against the division. That is huge. That is just, it means so much to be division champions. And when you add on just the domination, being the beast in the East, it means a lot to Buffalo Bills fans, Bills Mafia all over the world. It's a very great milestone to achieve. And the Buffalo Bills are also 13-3 for just the third time in franchise history, and they've established a new team record for most points in a single season. They crushed the previous record. The Buffalo Bills had a seriously amazing 2020 season, and it's only going to continue in the playoffs. I'm hyped. I hope you are too. Tyler Bass, another record, more point records. Tyler Bass has surpassed Steve Christie's single-season record of 140 points that was set back in 1998. And Josh Allen, another record set for the Buffalo Bills. He set the new single-season passing yards franchise record, surpassing Drew Bledsoe's prior record of 4,359 yards back in 2002. This team, I'm telling you, it's a special team, a lot of new records, and you got to give credit to the Buffalo Bills coaching staff for the way they approached this game today. They allowed Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, they allowed these guys to pad their stats, but they were smart enough to pull them out at halftime when we had a lead and give some of these other guys time to play. Matt Barkley had a great performance there at the end. Antonio Williams, what a performance from him. We're going to go over some clips showing some highlights as well. But you got to give credit to this coaching staff, and Sean McDermott is definitely a Coach of the Year candidate, and this is a big reason why. Just look at the way he handled today's game. Sitting Tre'Davious White, Mario Addison, Jerry Hughes, that was the right decision. You got to give some of these veterans some rest. And it's a good thing that we played Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, allow them to pad their stats. Josh Allen trying to make the MVP run. He's a legitimate candidate. Good on you guys. Let them pad their stats a bit. Sitting these other guys was the right decision, and pulling them all out at halftime, absolutely the right decision. I loved what I saw from our backups and stuff, our second and third string guys. Great performance all around. Everybody had a great performance this game. Our defense forcing 4 turnovers. I'm going to show some clips from throughout this game because you got to give credit where credit is due. Isaiah McKenzie, 3 touchdowns this game, 2 touchdown receptions, and a touchdown punt return, which was the first since Leotis McKelvin back in Week 11 of 2012. I'm going to show the clip because this was a game I was at.
Here goes McKenzie at the 16, hang of 4-9. Look at him, he's breaking tackles and finds some daylight and broke another tackle, and he's off to the races. The punter to beat. Here comes McKenzie, zigging and zagging. Vigilant chasing. That's a touchdown! Oh!
The special teams were quite special. As you see, with 1 minute and 15 seconds into the game, Leotis McKelvin takes it to the house. And what does 21 do?
Well, 21's going to hold it up, but I love the vision. He know I'm here. That's why you got to hold it up in a hot step, baby. We teach that, right?
122 games without a punt return for a touchdown. And Andre Roberts has been a great punt returner, but damn, Isaiah McKenzie took it to the house. Isaiah McKenzie had himself a day, and that was just a magnificent performance. You love to see some of these great performances from the guys that don't really get all the credit all the time. Antonio Williams, Isaiah McKenzie, just to name a few. But I'm going to continue showing some clips. John Brown made his return this week, and that was what I believe that's going to be beneficial for this Buffalo Bills team heading into the playoffs. It's going to be beneficial to John Brown because, you know, when you're not playing the whole time, when you're out on the sideline, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt your game speed. You're not going to be at full game speed all the time. Let's check out John Brown in his first game back.
Blocked by Moss. Time for Allen. Deep to the end zone and caught for a touchdown. John Brown. He beat Byron.
Smoke, baby. That's smoke. John Brown. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but that play looked eerily similar to the play from Denver last year. Just look at the way Josh Allen makes the fake here. It's the exact same play. It's wild.
The second down and 13. Allen going deep, and he's got him. Touchdown.
I'm hyped up. The Buffalo Bills, baby. John Brown, Josh Allen, the connection. What a play. What a game. What a performance. 56 points put up on the Miami Dolphins. We squished the fish. Mafia, Joseph Clark's in the house. Welcome back to the Bills Bunker. Hope you're doing well. Make sure you drop your questions, your thoughts, your comments, anything you have to say about this game we just played against Miami Dolphins. Drop it in the comments section. I'll get to as many comments as I can throughout the show. We've got a jam-packed show for you. This was a hell of a performance from our Buffalo Bills, and I am hyped up. Josh Allen setting records, Tyler Bass setting records, everyone on this Bills team setting records as a team collectively. And John Brown, in his first game back, he had 4 receptions for 72 yards and a touchdown. That's great to get him back in full speed. Imagine Cole Beasley and Kenny Stills in this lineup next week. That would be extremely scary to go up against for any defense. You just can't game plan for it. This offense is too much. It's too much to game plan for. And rotating the second and third string players in at halftime was extremely smart, because it allowed us to see what we have in Antonio Williams, who really impressed. We were allowed to see what Matt Barkley can do in this system. We saw a lot of players step up, and it also gave our veterans some bigger guys that we can't have getting injured, like Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen, John Brown. We got them rested up. Awesome coaching performance from Sean McDermott. Awesome performance from everybody on this team. I'm going to show some clips from Antonio Williams because he impressed me in his first game up with the Buffalo Bills. This guy's been on the practice squad, scratching and clawing his way up to this team, and he made it worth our while.
500 receiving yards. Antonio Williams, look at him charge from the 5 and roll his way into the end zone. Touchdown. 18-yard sprint by the undrafted.
The undrafted rookie free agent out of North Carolina made an impact right away in his first game. He had a hell of a performance, and I'm going to show his second touchdown run as he bulls through here.
Dream for a lot of these guys, and finally, as you said, Kevin, being on the practice squad and getting an opportunity. Watch the offensive line as they all run over there to lift.
Antonio Williams rushed the ball 12 times for 63 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he averaged 5.3 yards per carry. Zach Moss and Devin Singletary didn't see the field much. They only had 3 touches each, but our ground game's kind of been struggling this year. Maybe it's because we haven't been running so much, but Antonio Williams next year could be a significant running back on this Buffalo Bills team. I loved what I saw from him in North Carolina, but at the NFL level, he just showed that he can do it, and I would not be surprised to see him make this roster again next year. Joseph Clark with the question. Thoughts on Matt Barkley? I thought Matt Barkley played a decent game. You know, he came in the second half. He had a pretty good performance. for a backup. That's all you can ask. He went 6 of 13, 164 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. And I'm going to show this bomb that he had to Gabriel Davis, because I don't think anybody on the Dolphins was expecting this 51-yard strike.
Doesn't hit the ground.
Barkley 1st and 10. Bates the block at the left tackle. Going deep. He's got Davis, and he's got the ball. What a hit.
Matt Barkley, 51-yard strike. That was a big play. That just showed that Matt Barkley can come in if necessary. Like, it's a good thing that we saw Matt Barkley in this game. I think it would have been really outlandish of Sean McDermott and this coaching staff not to put Matt Barkley in at halftime. And it's not because we had the lead or anything. It's because we need to see what Matt Barkley can do for us going into the playoffs. And it's also a thing of having Matt Barkley ready if necessary. Because you can practice every day and not be at game speed. Trust me, you can be practicing, giving it your all, and just not be at game speed, not perform in games. Matt Barkley, he's going to benefit from that in the case that, pray to God, this doesn't happen. But if Josh Allen were to go down in the playoffs, Matt Barkley will be ready for us. And he showed that he can drive the bus to get us there. He can drive the bus. He might not be able to take us far, but 164 yards, 6 of 13, 1 touchdown and interception. It's pretty pedestrian for a second half. Good job from our backup quarterback, Matt Barkley. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Joseph Clark with a question. Could Williams play in the playoffs? I think that you have to actually seriously consider that at this point in time. Antonio Williams just made a case for playing in the playoffs. Antonio Williams, undrafted free agent out of North Carolina. He made a case. He presented a case. He's been on the practice squad on and off all year. Cut multiple times. I can't even count. Probably on one hand, he's probably been cut that many times and brought back onto our practice squad, and he made the most of his opportunity. That's what this whole Sean McDermott, Brandon Beane, that's what this whole organization is about, making the most of your opportunities. And Antonio Williams absolutely did that. That was a hell of a performance from Antonio Williams, averaging 5.3 yards per carry in the end zone twice. Antonio Williams just made a case to play in the playoffs. I don't really see it happening, but I think it's something that this coaching staff will seriously consider. You might have to go with the hot hand in the playoffs. If Zach Moss and Devin Singletary aren't performing, say in the wild card game, we're up in the second half and we need to close it out, they're not performing, maybe we throw Antonio Williams in there. That's something that we could seriously need to consider. That's a great question, Joseph. Jeff Davis, great comment, 110%. Diggs, Brown, Beasley, Davis, and Stills. Who's going to cover these guys? But Jeff, you're forgetting one person who had a massive game today. Isaiah McKenzie. Isaiah McKenzie, 6 receptions for 65 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, there's no way of stopping this offense. There's too many weapons to stop this offense. Like, Jeff Davis, I'm going to show you a comment again. I'm not picking on you, but it's so easy to just forget about one player. And I'm not saying you forgot about them, but this is exactly what a defensive coordinator is going to see. He's going to see these names, and he's going to not game plan for Knox, Croft, McKenzie. There's just too many offensive weapons to game plan for. It's impossible to game plan for this Buffalo Bills offense. And just think about when we bring in Kenny Stills as well. This team, this offense is a juggernaut, and it could very well be unstoppable in the playoffs. I'm going to show a clip of one of the guys who's been heavily criticized this season, Josh Norman. Josh Norman stepped up, and he had a pick 6. I've had a lot of comments about Josh Norman. Heard a lot of people saying Josh Norman's not living up to the money. Well, the guy, he hasn't played in that many games. He's played in half the games this year, 8 games. He's dealt with a lot of injuries, and he tested positive for the virus. So he's had a really tough go in Buffalo. Josh Norman's been overcoming adversity. He's been doing good things in the community. So I'm going to show this clip because Josh Norman, he deserves it.
And then Sean McDermott, but
It's picked off. Grab right here, Josh Norman. It's a pick six. Oh, and a Dolphin killer.
Well, and you can't fault Tua. It's Devontae Parker falls down coming out of his route. So it's an easy pick six as Norman comes up with it, and there's a little vindication for that pass interference call on 4th down at the other.
Josh Norman has been thrown into some tough situations this year, and that right there was a huge play to all the haters. Joseph Clark with a comment, Norman haters talking like when he's doing bad. He's older, but used to be a true number one. Can't sleep on him. Exactly. He used to be one of the best corners in the game, if not the best corner in the game at one point. Seriously. And he's 32 years old now. 33, actually. His birthday was just last month. 33 years old. You can't expect him to be a number one true corner anymore. But he was thrown into that role against Tennessee Titans way back in maybe, I think it was week 3 or 4. It was week 5 even. It was around that time, first half of the season. Josh Norman thrown into the fire. Tre'Davious White's out of the game. And Josh Norman has to go up against A.J. Brown and the top receivers of the Tennessee Titans. It's not going to go well when you have this older veteran guy who can't keep up with them. Josh Norman did what he could, and he got tossed like a rag doll. He was made a meme. It's unfortunate, but Josh Norman's made the most of his opportunities, and he had a hell of a game today. Shout out to Josh Norman. That was one big play that he made, that pick six, but there's also other plays. There was a play where he held Devontae Parker 1 yard short of getting a first down. So forcing that 4th down, that's huge. And if he can do that in the playoffs, that's exactly why we signed Josh Norman for $6 million. That veteran presence, that fire, someone who can just be another depth piece in a rotational corner. I love that. I love what I saw from Josh Norman today. Let's go, Buffalo. Squish the fish, baby. Bills Mafia. I want to go through a table right now. I really do. I'm so hyped up. You have no idea. We're going to get some more questions here. Jeff Davis. No Bills fans are asking, who do you not want to play in the first round? I think the real question is, who wants to play the Buffalo Bills in the first round? Great question, Jeff. 100%. There is nobody that I am afraid of playing. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs. Give me the Tennessee Titans. Give me the Ravens. Give me the Dolphins. That'll be fun. Give me the Colts. I don't care who we play in the first round. I don't care who we play ever. The Buffalo Bills are capable of beating any team in the NFL, whether it's in the AFC or the NFC. I don't care if it's the Saints. I don't care if it's the Chiefs. Packers, we can beat any team in the NFL. The Buffalo Bills have been a slept-on organization for way too long. 17-year playoff drought. 20 years of not winning a division. The Buffalo Bills are filled with vengeance this year, and they are going to go into the playoffs, and they're going to take out all these years of frustration on whatever team we see first. I am so excited to make the playoffs this year. It's just such a different feeling. 2020 has been a crappy year. 2021 now. 2021, yeah. 2021 is going to get kicked off the right way. The Buffalo Bills are going to have a great playoffs, and I am excited for it. Joseph Clark says, I think the Ravens are a nightmare. You know what? Lamar Jackson's offense over in Baltimore, they've been looking a lot more like themselves like what they were last year. But I'm absolutely not afraid to play Baltimore. I'm not afraid to play any team. Like I just said, any given Sunday, the Buffalo Bills can beat any team in the league. We lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. We lost to the Titans and the Cardinals this year. We won 13 games this year. We are a Hail Mary away from being a 2-loss, 14-win team. The Buffalo Bills can beat any team in the NFL. And I think a lot of people are still sleeping on us, and I just love it. I love this Buffalo Bills team. Everything that this organization's been doing, it's all coming together, and we are going to go into the playoffs and we are going to shock the world. I truly believe that this team can shock the world. As of last week, we were, I believe it was 10-1 odds to win the Super Bowl, and I like those odds. I like those odds. If I'm a bettor, I might place a bet on that. I did. But the Ravens, you say they're a nightmare. I mean, they're not the easiest first-round team to play against, but there is no team to play against in the NFL. There's no team that is difficult. There's no team that we can't beat in the AFC. Let's put it that way. There's no team we can't beat in the NFL because the AFC is a tougher division. When we get past the AFC, the NFC, you have the Saints, the Packers probably in the Super Bowl. I think we can beat any team in this league. I truly believe that. Ole Hopkins. I'm a Hawks fan, but my dad is a Bills fan, so I watch them. You are good. Bills are good, buddy. The Buffalo Bills are good. And I'm sorry for what we did to you earlier this season. Josh Allen lit you guys up. That was a hell of a game, though. The Seahawks, you guys have a lot of good things going for you over there. Seahawks are a team that you can't be sleeping on either. But how about our defense this week? This ball-hawking defense forced 4 turnovers. We had 1 forced fumble, and all I've been hearing all year long is Tua this, Tua that. Tua's the GOAT. Tua's better than Mahomes. Tua over Josh Allen. I've heard it all. We've all heard it all. Nick Wright. I don't even want to say his name. Nick. It's Nicky. Nicky from Fox Sports says Tua is the best quarterback in the division. That came on November 2nd after Tua played 1 game and posted 12 completions on 22 attempts for 100 and something yards. And he declared Tua the best quarterback in the AFC East at that point in time. He said Josh Allen's forcing himself not to be the best quarterback in the AFC East. That made no sense. And our Buffalo Bills defense showed exactly why Tua is not the best quarterback in the AFC East. He might have some potential. He was a great quarterback in college. He has potential. But our Buffalo Bills defense made him look silly, forcing him to throw multiple interceptions in a game for the first time in his young career. And this right here, this forcing 4 turnovers on the defensive side of the ball is what I love to see from our defense heading into the playoffs. If you can force turnovers in tight playoff games, that can oftentimes be the difference because it's just more chances, more opportunities to get the ball, more opportunities to score, run up the score like we did today. 4 turnovers were a huge reason why the score was as inflated as it was. 56-26, 30-point victory. Come on. Squish the fish, baby. We got some comments here. Let's see what we got. Nick Wright has the worst takes. You should replace him on Fox Sports. I love it. Hey, Fox Sports, if you're watching, offer me a contract. I'll sign real quick. Florida, it's nothing but Brady and Tua this, Brady and Tua that. I feel bad for you, Jen. I mean, Florida's a nice weather and everything, but it sucks that you have to deal with that. Mainstream media crap. Tua and Tom Brady. Tampa Bay, Tua and Miami. It's pretty brutal that how much the mainstream media is against the Buffalo Bills and how they just hop on these quarterbacks bandwagons. They just pick a random guy out of a crowd because they had a great college career. That's what it seems like to me. If you had a great college career, like these guys, these analysts are going to decide that you are the next great quarterback in the NFL. Josh Allen came from Wyoming, a little school. and he had to send thousands of emails to get there. He has overcome so much adversity to get to the point he is in his career right now today. Look at Tua, big-time school. Baker Mayfield, Heisman Trophy winner. Skip Bayless went on record saying he's a better quarterback than Josh Allen. Johnny Manziel even. Like, all these guys just get so much extra attention because of their college careers. Josh Allen had a good college career at Wyoming. It's just a small-time school, so he didn't get as much media attention. If you guys have any questions, make sure you drop them in the comment section below. Make sure you hit the like button, smash the notification bell. You'll be notified every time I'm live here on the Bills Bunker. I've got a bunch of other great content coming out your way as well. And I'm sure I can find some stupid comments from Miami Dolphins fans this week. So I will be releasing one of those stupid comment videos. I know you guys love them. Seems to be a fan favorite around here. And I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of stupid comments from Dolphins fans about why they lost this game, or just prior to the game saying they're going to crush us. I can't wait to actually go through social media and find it out. Look what Skip said about Manziel, or Kellerman about Haskins. Well, Skip Bayless actually said that Johnny Manziel is going to have a bigger impact in the city of Cleveland than LeBron James. And you don't have to watch basketball to know that that is an idiotic take. I'm not a big basketball guy. I obviously know who LeBron James is. Everybody knows who LeBron James is. I'm pretty sure everyone knows who he is. LeBron James, Michael Jordan is a conversation. Johnny Manziel is not in a conversation with Tom Brady or even Josh Allen. Like, I'm not comparing Josh Allen to Tom Brady. I'm just saying that he is not in a conversation with anybody. Johnny Manziel is irrelevant. And Skip Bayless went on record saying he would have a bigger impact in the city of Cleveland than LeBron James. Idiotic take. A lot of idiotic takes in the mainstream media. And the Buffalo Bills this year, come playoff time, I think more teams, more people around the NFL, more mainstream media analysts, they're going to be forced to recognize what this Bills organization is about. I'm surprised they haven't already. They have thick skulls. They just don't want to absorb the information, all these statistics that show that Josh is putting up better numbers than Baker Mayfield, or he's literally in a legitimate MVP discussion, and his numbers today padded that discussion even more. But people aren't going to acknowledge that, and I expect Josh Allen to be in the MVP discussion more seriously next year, because the Buffalo Bills are going to make a statement in the playoffs. Mark my words, come back here on the channel, the postgame show next week. I seriously hope the Bills win next week, obviously, but I think we're going to make a statement in the playoffs. I 100% believe that. The goal for this team is the Super Bowl. We won the AFC East, checked it off our list. This team has higher aspirations now. The Buffalo Bills can compete with any team in the NFL, and they can beat any team in the NFL. This has been the post-game show on the Bills Bunker. If you've got any other comments, questions, make sure you drop them in the comments section below. Maybe heading off here soon, but I just want to give a shout out to a lot of these Buffalo Bills players that haven't gotten much credit, like the Isaiah McKenzie's, the Antonio Williams, these guys, Matt Barkley's. These guys come to practice every day, put their heads down, do their work, do their job. They grind day in and day out, and they have made a difference in this game. They will continue to make a difference. Without Matt Barkley, without Antonio Williams, Isaiah McKenzie, this team isn't the same team. Everybody on this team has an impact and has a role. You got to do your job, be man up, man for man, better than the man across from you. That's what this team is going to do in the playoffs this year. The Buffalo Bills' playoff aspirations are seriously high. I am hyped up. I want to jump through a table. Let's go, Bills Mafia. We are just 1 week away from the playoffs. It's going to be a wild card weekend. I've been hearing that on TV all day long. Wild card weekend. We are the number 2 seed for just we are just the number 2 seed in the AFC, and we have swept the division, the AFC East, for the first time in Bills franchise history. Multiple records were set today, and I'm going to go over them one more time for you before I head out of this show. Buffalo Bills swept the AFC East for the first time in franchise history. Bills are 13-3 for the third time in the franchise history. We've established a new record for most points in a single season. That's a thing that you might have thought was unimaginable. Like, just try to imagine yourself 2 or 3 years ago, back in 2018, when our offense had Nate Peterman starting day one. Just imagine then thinking, if someone would have told me that our offense would be this juggernaut and would have the most points in a single season for our franchise in just 2 years from then, I would have said, you're crazy, you're out of your mind. This Buffalo Bills organization has turned things around. It's so exciting. Tyler Bass surpassing Steve Christie's single season record of 140 points set in 1998. That record stood for as long as I've been on Earth. Josh Allen set the new single season franchise record for passing yards, surpassing Drew Bledsoe's total back in 2002. And as I said at the beginning of the show, you got to give credit to the Buffalo Bills coaching staff for the way they approached this game. The way they approached this game, it was perfect. Bringing in your starters, start the game, allowing them to pad their stats, continue being in a game speed week by week, not having a full week, 2 weeks off before a playoff game, giving Josh, John Brown, Stephon Diggs, all these guys that time will be beneficial. And having these second and third string guys that got their role, played their role in this victory, that's going to be beneficial to them. And it also just makes everybody happy, and it makes everybody feel like more of a team. Buffalo Bills, 13-3 this season. Hell of a regular season, but we're not done yet. And I will be having a live show soon, doing a award show for the Buffalo Bills regular season players. I will go over who I believe is the most improved, most valuable player, defensive player of the year, offensive player of the year, so on and so on. I'll be thinking of some more awards. If you've got any, make sure you drop them in the comment section. What awards would you like to see me announce next week? Maybe even before next week. I'll let you guys know soon. I'll keep you updated on both my social media platforms, all social media platforms. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. My Facebook page is down right now, but I'm working on getting that fixed. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me at Varco12. That's my personal account on Instagram. My other account is the Bills Bunker on Instagram. Thank you for watching this video post-game show. This has been extremely fun. The Buffalo Bills, 13-3. We squished the fish, 56-26. 56 points, almost 60 points in a single game for the Bills. That's almost unheard of. I love it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.